William M. Gaines is well known for his creation of Mad Magazine, but many tend to forget that he created the 1950s horror comic Tales from the Crypt also. Tales from the Crypt was one of those comics that made you laugh and cringe at the same time, mixing over-the-top humor with horror movie situations. In 1972, it was released as a horror movie, but 17 years would pass before anybody would attempt to turn it into a new video medium. Fortunately, the 1980s came, and it was brimming with new ideas, new producers, and new companies. Hollywood had created a few new ones around this time, and one of those big companies was HBO. HBO managed to buy the rights from William M. Gaines's Tales from the Crypt, and they hired Robert Zemeckis to help produce it, but that wasn't enough. They also hired Richard Donner to produce it, but that wasn't enough. They also hired Joel Silver to produce it. And what did you get when you get these three producers producing a Tales from the Crypt series? A badass motherfucking show. It is such a glorious show.
Now that doesn't mean that the show doesn't have its faults. It was on the air for 7 years. And when you're on the air for 7 years, you're bound to have some shitty episodes. And that's how I was able to accumulate this list. I went through all the seasons that I own, I watched them over and over and over again, and I managed to come up with a top 10 list of the shittiest, most awful Tales from the Crypt episodes you'll ever watch. Ones that you should just stay away from, because it's going to probably change your opinion of the series. Now, if you're a diehard fan, you're going to expect some shit when you buy these seasons. Not every episode's going to be perfect. So instead of just doing little 2-minute clips and showing you each episode, all in one, list, I'm just going to do the 10th one today, because I want to be able to show you guys why these episodes are so bad and why they made it to the list. So we're basically going to watch number 10. It's called The Secret. I hope you guys agree with me that this is probably one of the worst Tales from the Crypt episodes ever made, and that's why it's number 10.
Number 10, The Secret. So we're introduced to our young orphan character who's trying to get some midnight grubbage, but the mean orphanage lady catches him. And if you've ever watched an orphanage movie or anything like that, there's always a mean lady and a nice lady. And I swear to God I've seen this kid in a movie before. Ah, shit. It's the kid from fucking Blank Check. Strike one! 2 minutes into this episode and it's already got a strike. So the nice orphanage lady decides to walk our main character back to his room. Tries telling him, hey, don't be negative. You'll be adopted someday. And she tells him about all the food he can eat the next day and talks to him in a very nice tone. What a nice lady. So a family decides to adopt him, and he doesn't want to go, so the mean orphanage lady basically boxes his ears and tells him, hey, you little shit, you don't have really a fucking choice, so like it or not, you're fucking going with this family.
How did they die?
There's nothing scary about this. This is actually like a Lifetime special. Ooh, what happened to my parents?
A lovely home. Good, sweet things to eat.
What's this fucking lady's problem, dude? I think that might be the only creepy thing in this, is how ugly and fucking mean this lady is. She got like a stapler stuck up her pussy or something? Jesus. So the kid is shipped off to his new house that he's not allowed to touch, really. Or else the guard dog gets pissed. So, like, this house that he lives in is just like one big antique, and the parents don't want him playing around it or, sliding down the stair banisters, having some good old-fashioned 80s fun like he should be. But that doesn't matter, because this kid has one of the coolest fucking rooms that any child would ever could ever have. And this is just reminding me of Blank Check again. Like, after he cashes the check and he buys all those toys and all that shit. This is just like a carbon copy of that scene, except he's wearing a Daniel Boone hat. So these parents are loaded, man, so at least he scored on that, but they don't really care about the kid at all, it seems like. They just
Thanks a lot.
need him for some reason. And of course, that's why it's got the title The Secret. Because he's never really explained to,
You've been so patient. We've waited so long.
Mrs.
No
Culver,
one ever explains anything to him until the end of the episode.
why have you locked the door? Mr. Colbert? Mr. Colbert?
Oh, 1, 2, 3, dog starts barking probably, right? It's the only scary thing in this movie. Yeah, that's what I thought.
What did Miss Hagstead tell them?
So he's woken up the next morning and all this suspense is just fucking driving me crazy, guys. Oh yeah, this is really scary. They bring him fucking gourmet pastries and cake.
Please let me know. My name is Tobias.
Yeah, apparently these new adopted parents want to try to give this kid class 2 diabetes as soon as possible. And
How about a milkshake?
they do a pretty good job of
I'm gonna like it.
fucking this kid's diet up.
One milkshake
I mean,
coming right up.
look at this shit.
And if there's anything else you desire, please don't hesitate to call.
Why are there bars outside the windows?
Another secret that he can't tell
There are
you.
bars outside all the windows in this house. For security.
Alright, this is where it gets strike two. Larry Drake is playing the butler. Larry Drake should never be the butler with the heart of gold. Alright? He should be the fucking killer in a Tales from the Crypt episode. He was in the Santa Claus episode, so why is he a fucking nice guy in this? And look at the food they serve this kid, man. It's ridiculous, dude. What the fuck, dude? How are you not gaining any weight from this shit? How are you not in a diabetic coma? You should be at least gaining some weight, young man. I know you're a growing boy, but it doesn't say in the food pyramid that all your fucking food should be, you know, yogurt parfaits and banana splits. Strawberry shakes and... What the fuck? Is he gonna get a tummy ache yet? No, he just gets depressed because he doesn't get any attention from his, you know, neglectful adopted parents. It's like, chocolate cake is good, but I wish I had a mom and dad.
Oh, what a glorious night.
Glorious.
So finally, he gets some family time with his new adopted parents, and they take him for a walk on the property. And Tales from the Crypt kind of confuses me with this blue shot that they use.
You are the most
They rendered the
precious
whole
thing we
screen
have,
kind of like this
Theodore.
bluish color
We don't want to risk your
in
getting
order to
lost
make
in
it look
those
like, you
woods.
know,
And
there's
Tobias
some
is much
moonlight,
too old
but
to be chasing after
technically
you.
I think they just used a blue lens to be cheap.
I've been thinking. Maybe sometime could we go out? You know, like to
A
the
normal
movies
family?
or roller
You know, maybe a
skating
Chuck E. Cheese
a
or
ball
something?
game, like a real family.
Quite a lovely idea, Theodore. Unfortunately, Mr. Colbert and I have to work tomorrow.
Yeah, these
we're in the
parents
midst of
just...
planning something very
The only thing they
special
like
for
to
you,
do is,
Theodore.
you know,
Very
walk
special.
outside with him and then take him
Really?
back to his room.
What?
Oh, it's a secret.
When?
You don't want us to spoil the secret, do you?
Oh, they dropped the name of the title.
I hate secrets.
Strike 3. You are not allowed to fucking do that at Tales from the Crypt episode.
Lunchtime.
Yeah, that's a cool way to use your toys. You know, have the fire truck, you know,
We have
deliver the
strawberry shortcake.
eclair to your
And
mouth.
chocolate sundae with extra syrup.
Dude, this is
Here we
not
are.
how you're supposed to
Never got
feed
like
children,
this
man.
movie.
I'm just waiting for this kid to die.
Tobias, do you think you can come back and visit before supper?
Alright, strike 2 and play again. Larry Drake is actually a
I
nice
suppose I
guy.
could come back and we could play
He's
a little
the
cards
butler
or
with a
something.
heart of gold. And he doesn't do a really bad job. It's just, look at him. He should be evil. He was born to be evil in movies, not to be nice. They casted him as a killer in season 1, and now they cast him as a good guy in season 3, I think? Yeah, this is season 3. So they play cards, shoot the shit, talk about scamming chicks. And again, nothing scary at all. Nothing scary is happening at all.
Yes, ma'am. It's our duty.
This is fucking
You have
boring.
a lot to learn about discipline. Discipline.
Just imagine, you're a kid, you were a kid, and you stayed up until midnight to be able to watch Tales from the Crypt. And this is the episode that they gave you.
Is that kitchen cleaned up yet?
Fucking Lifetime special. So apparently this is a flashback scene of the good old days. He misses the orphanage because at least he got attention.
Something wrong, Theo?
But there's something he doesn't know. This butler with the heart of gold,
No.
he's just like
I just
him.
don't feel like playing anymore.
He's an orphan too.
Where are the culverts?
Well,
This little whiny kid couldn't act
They're
his way out of a
indisposed.
fucking wet paper bag with scissors in his hands.
Hey, birthday party
Oh,
for you.
more fucking sweets.
Birthday party for you.
Didn't he just eat
Happy
like fucking
birthday,
3 strawberry
Theodore.
sundaes and a chocolate eclair?
Hurry, Theodore, blow out your candles. Oh, good.
Well, this is kind of different. They're actually being really
But
nice.
it's not my birthday.
Well, of course it is.
Oh, and it's
dear,
not
but
even his
it's
fucking birthday.
surprise.
It looks really good, but I'm really not hungry. I had a couple of boxes of Cracker Jacks about an hour ago.
Yeah.
We'll save it for later then.
I'm sorry, guys. I
Well,
don't really have much
you
to
boys
say
enjoy
because
yourselves.
this is just so fucking boring.
Your father and
It's
I
so
will
fucking
not
boring.
want the town red.
The story is so slow. Nothing's happening.
Open
What
your
the
presents,
fuck?
Good night, son.
Thanks, Dad. So it wasn't even his birthday, but they made him a birthday cake anyway, which was absolutely pointless. This scene makes absolutely no sense.
How long have you worked for the culverts?
for a long time.
So Larry Drake,
Since I was a young
butler
man.
with the heart of gold, and
When you were
the
a
kid from Blank Check become
did your
very,
mom and dad work every day?
close
like
friends.
The culverts do?
I never knew my mother.
And this is where he finally tells the kid that he's an
You
orphan.
too?
Yes?
And that's when
I
they
was an
really
orphan like
realize
yourself.
they're two
Were you
peas
ever
from the same
adopted?
pod. Misunderstood,
There was
parentless
a Tobias
children,
at the orphanage.
just
but we called
wanting
him
to be
Toby.
loved.
Does anybody call you Toby?
What?
No.
This episode is... it's making me feel kind of
You may
emotional,
if you
guys.
insist.
I don't think Tales from the Crypt was ever
I'm
meant to
glad
do
you're
this.
here, Toby.
Larry Drake is actually making me feel
Time for
emotion.
bed.
Why?
Toby? Good night, Toby.
See, that's when you know they're
Night, my
truthfully
boy.
friends. Goodbye, Toby. Goodbye, boy. So at least he's happy that he's got a butler for a friend that likes to play old maid and bring him his desserts and chat with him while he eats. I mean, it helps pass the time by, and this kid's got to be getting bored out of his fucking mind. God knows I am. So he starts to eavesdrop on stuff that's happening outside the hall, and
This is my idea of file accomplishments. My eldest son,
this isn't creepy.
orphan delicacy is ready.
I think the main reason why this episode isn't creepy is this actor, this child actor, just doesn't have. He doesn't have the look. You know what I mean? He was in fucking Blank Check, for God's sakes. He's not going to make me feel any type of tension.
Such a sweet boy. I don't think I can wait much longer. When we get home, we'll tell Russ.
So yeah, that's always, a great idea. Talk about the shit that you're planning with the door open when he's obviously pretending to be asleep. Again, not bringing any suspense to the episode. How many more minutes are left on this fucking piece of shit? Alright, cool. Now it's almost over, folks. Just bear with me. So yeah, shadow cuts are not scary. No matter how many times you put them in here, they're not scary. Dogs fucking barking aren't fucking scary. Dissolve cuts towards grandfather clocks are not scary. How did this get past production, man? Was Zemeckis like, shit, we need an episode this week, fuck it. We'll poop this one out for the time being. And even if you were a little kid and you got to see this episode, you felt gypped, man. You felt like, what the fuck?
Wake up, Theodore. We have to go.
So Toby wakes him up out of a deep sleep because something bad is about to happen. Finally, some action.
Well, well. Hello, boys.
So yeah, now her hair's all Tina Turner-ish because they're about to tell him the secret.
Told him our secret. Yeah.
I can't go through with it.
We made a deal, Tobias.
This is going to be very
You asked
cliche and over the top, probably.
Give it to you. Not bad compensation.
I'm just going to take a guess that
babysitting.
these parents are vampires and they've been giving him all this sugary food because they want his blood to taste sweet.
Everlasting.
Am I correct? Yeah, I'm correct.
I can't imagine anything more tedious and boring.
You quit. I take it.
Please, let the boy go.
But his blood is so sweet.
It's because you've been feeding him fucking chocolate eclairs and fucking chocolate sundaes for the past month. I haven't seen the kid eat one fucking vegetable. Fucking little kid should be pissing caramel. Yeah, so they kill Toby. They're vampires. Oh, and these vampires get pissed when you break antiques. So they summon their Hound of Hell to go after him. What other cliche twist are they going to try to throw at us the last 3 minutes of this episode? Wait a minute. Let me take a guess. Just let me take a guess. There's a full moon out. They're vampires. So that only leaves one conclusion. The orphan is a fucking werewolf. Am I right? Am I right? We'll find out. He hasn't morphed yet. There's no other explanation for that full moon shot. At all. What? The dog's a werewolf? No. That's just a normal Rottweiler. The kid's gotta be a werewolf, man. Oh, he's getting werewolf vision. He's getting that weird POV shot. It's a sign something's happening. So if this kid's a werewolf, the dog definitely shouldn't be trying to attack him. I don't care if they're the protectors of vampires or not. If you're a werewolf, you're kind of the same species.
If we weren't already dead, Theodore, you'd be the death of us.
Now I know what happened to my parents.
I know why Miss Hagstead wanted to get rid of me. I have a secret too, Mrs. Colbert.
I'm sure you.
Teen Wolf never wore a rubber. I am his spawn. This is an alright effect, but then again, you know what? Werewolves, vampires, come on, guys. Come on. This isn't scary. This is kid stuff. Seriously, it looks like the illegitimate child of Teen Wolf. We're gonna cut away from that scene so we don't see any more gore because we only had enough money for the special effects of the woman being eaten. So there's a knock at the orphanage door, and Bitchface goes to fucking answer it.
Wake up the whole damn lot of you.
Good evening, Miss Hagstead. Miss Heather.
And he returns back. He missed the orphanage.
I'm home.
You're back.
I know my secret, Miss Hagstead.
This is absolutely not
And
scary.
I think some things are going to change around here.
Dissolve cut.